How's it going, guys? The new Forbidden List for the 5th of February 2018 has just come out, so I thought I'd make a reaction video to the Forbidden List because apparently there's some quite dramatic stuff that's been added onto here, and yeah, it should be nice to go through it with you guys and let me know what you think, and I'll let you know what I think about it. Keep in mind, I'm not the most competitive of sorts in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game nowadays. However, I do know bits and pieces. I did play competitively for a while, so let's just dive in. Now, this is the official Yu-Gi-Oh! Ban list here, so we can see all the new limited, forbidden, and semi-limited cards. However, luckily, an awesome subscriber known as Phoenexian Nova sent me a more condensed version of this, so it's just much easier and simpler to look at. So we're going to start with the newly forbidden cards and work our way down to what's been unlimited, starting with the newly forbidden card, Blackwing Gofoo, the Vague Shadow. For those that don't know, Blackwing Gofoo is a effect monster, is also a tuner, and its effect is it cannot be normal summoned or set, must first be special summoned from your hand while you control no monsters. When this card is special summoned from the hand, you can special summon 2 Vague Shadow tokens, but they cannot be tributed or be used as synchro materials. You can banish this card and one other face-up non-tuner monster you control, and target one Blackwing synchro monster in your graveyard whose level equals the total levels the banished monsters had on the field. Special summon it, and if you do, it is treated as a tuner. Basically, the only main important bit out of all of that is the fact that if there's no monsters in your side of the field, you can special summon Gofoo to the field with 2 tokens. And the problem is with this card is the fact that you can put this in any deck. You special summon it on your first turn, for example, or if you have no cards, special summon it to the field and you've got 2 extra tokens. You now have 3 monsters and you can start doing your link plays. So that was the problem with Gofoo. 2 usable in every single deck, and you'd automatically be able to get really whatever link monster that you actually wanted. So getting Gofoo banned, I think, is a very good thing. It stops everybody using it. It stops everybody benefiting off of its ability. So I'm actually quite happy with Gofoo going. I'd love to know what you guys thought in the comment section below, but I'm quite happy with it. Next up to be banned is Dandelion, almost for a very similar reason as Gofoo. Its effect is quite simple. If this card is sent to the graveyard, special summon 2 fluff tokens in defense positions. These tokens cannot be tributed for a tribute summon during the turn that they are special summoned. So this guy has been gotten rid of for the exact same reason why Gofoo has. Basically, you'd set this monster face down, your opponent attacks into it, you've got 2 tokens, maybe summon another monster on your turn, you've got 3 monsters, and you can start going into your link plays very easily with these token monsters. And I'm sure there's more plays that people have been able to do with Dandelion, but this is the most prevalent one that people are going to go for. You can put it in any deck again, and it's very easy to use. Plus the fact that I think a new Wind sort of Mrs. Radiant card is coming out. This would kind of subvert that and you wouldn't be able to use it when that card comes out. It's like a bug monster, I think. I can't remember what it's called. Having Dandelion banned, it's a shame, but well, it's gotta go. Now, next up to be banned is Double Iris Magician, which I think some people might have a problem with, specifically the people that play Zark-esque decks or anything sort of similar to that. So Double Iris Magician is a pendulum monster. It's an effect spell monster. Its pendulum effect is once per turn you can target 1 dark spellcaster monster you control, apply this effect to it, then destroy this card. Once applied, double any battle damage that a monster inflicts to your opponent this turn if battled an opponent's monster. And its monster effect is if this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can add 1 pendulum graph card from your deck to your hand. So this card is a very troublesome card to play against, and it's very, very good in my opinion. Did it need being made forbidden? Now, I don't play this kind of deck enough to be judgmental of the facts, so I don't know. I'm gonna have to leave this one to you guys. It was previously limited, but is now forbidden, so you guys will have to tell me if you think that's a fair choice to put this card on the forbidden list and why you think that's fair, or if not, why is it unfair? So please let me know, guys. The next card to be forbidden is Level Eater. Level Eater is an effect monster. It's a level 1. Its effect is if this card is in your graveyard, you can target 1 level 5 or higher monster you control, reduce its level by 1, and if you do, special summon this card. This face-up card on the field cannot be tributed except for a tribute summon. Now, I'm going to have to admit that I've never actually played Level Eater in a deck, even though I have played with it in games, so I'm sort of knowledgeable about it. And while it was most prevalent during the Synchro arc, this is kind of when this card came from, so the reducing the levels, having this monster out, you've got a 4, then you got a 5, and then you get another tuner, so you've got enough to summon something quite special. I imagine that the reason this is here now is because it could special summon itself by reducing a monster's level by 1, and then you could probably link summon into something else. It'll go back into the grave, and then if you can get another level 5 or higher monster out, you can get that monster back out. Because I'm looking at the card effect, and I don't see once per turn. So yeah, I'm guessing you can use that card as many times as you want to. So I can kind of see where that could be quite spammable. But guys, if you know why this card has been forbidden, let me know again in the comment section below. Or if I hit the nail on the head there, then there you go. That's my my example. Now, the next card to be forbidden is actually something that kind of surprised me, and that's Maxie. A card that basically fits into any deck and was really viable. It sort of gave a risk-reward kind of play. So you drop the Maxie, your opponent thinks, well, I can either let my opponent get loads of cards, and I can get my big monsters out by special summoning loads of monsters, or I could just not use a big play this turn, my opponent doesn't draw, and he's wasted a card. So that's interesting that it's been banned. For those that don't know, Maxie is a level 2 insect monster. Its effect basically is during either player's turn, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard this turn. Each time your opponent special summons a monster, immediately draw one card. You can only use one Maxie per turn. Now, this card was limited before, so it was only at 1, and now it's gone to 0. The only reason I can think that they've banned this is because it's so viable nowadays in every single deck, because special summoning multiple monsters per turn is basically the Link format kind of thing, because you go for your, say, Link Spider, special summon that, use its ability to special summon another monster, then you special summon those two into a higher Link monster, then you've got your zones, you can special summon more stuff into those zones. So I can see why Maxie would be very, very powerful and why everybody would want to have one in their deck. So I can kind of understand why they've banned it, but I'd love to know what you guys think in the comment section below. And the final card to be newly forbidden is Perform Pulse Skullcrobat Joker. Previously a limited card, Perform Pulse Skullcrobat is a effect pendulum monster. Its pendulum effect is you cannot pendulum summon monsters except Perform Pull monsters, Magician pendulum monsters, and Odd Eyes monsters. This effect cannot be negated. Its monster effect is when this card is normal summon, you can add one Perform Pull monster, Magician pendulum monster, or Odd Eyes monster from your deck to your hand, except Perform Pull Skullcrobat Joker. Now, this monster was so powerful due to its just amazing searching ability. Just getting this monster out, you can pretty much get almost anything that you wanted to. Very decent attack as well at 1800, and a very powerful scale, being a scale 8. So again, I am not a massive Perform Pull player, so I can't give a accurate representation of why this card has been made forbidden, but I think just its flexibility with its ability, that sounds right, is why this card has been made forbidden. But guys, if any of you play a Perform Pull deck, let me know what you think. So moving on to the newly limited cards, Aquilifort Towers, which I can never pronounce correctly. Basically, it's a level 10 machine monster with 3000 attack. Its effect is cannot be special summoned, requires 3 quill tributes to normal summon or set. If this card is normal summoned or set, it is unaffected by spell or trap cards and by activated effects from any monster whose original level or rank is lower than this card's current level. All special summon monsters lose 500 attack and defense. Once per turn, you can make your opponent send one monster from their hand or their side of the field to the graveyard, their choice. Now, this is the one I probably have the least amount of input on. Now, I see some people have told me that this is a really strange thing to make limited because it's so powerful. Because keep in mind, this card was forbidden and now it's gone to 1. So, yeah, it sounds strong in a Quill deck, but then again, I've never seen too many Quill decks be too powerful. But then again, I might not be playing against them, but it's range of abilities there. Reducing all special summon monsters attack by 500 attack and defense, being able to stop monsters' effects who have level 10 or below. That's going to be most monsters, and the ability to get rid of cards in your hand. It has so many different effects that I can see why it was banned, because it kind of attacks people in all different areas and protects itself in all these different areas. It's a very powerful boss monster indeed, but this is again something that you guys will have to tell me more about. Can this monster be shut down by Cyber Dragon out of interest? Because that could be something that could counter it for the Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon, which would let me play my Cyber Dragons more in my deck as a side. But yeah, guys, let me know more about this card, please. The next card to be limited down to 1 is Grinder Golem, which I must say I am very thankful for, because Grinder Golem, you know, if I'm being completely honest with you, I'd rather get banned, because I can see why they haven't banned it now, because something that's coming a little bit later with Firewall Dragon. But Grinder Golem, basically, well, just get through his effect first. First of all, it's a 3000 attack point monster, but you'll never have it on your side of the field, because its effect is it cannot be normal summoned or set. It must first be special summoned from your hand to your opponent's side of the field by special summoning 2 Grinder tokens in face of attack position on your side of the field. If you special summon this monster, you cannot normal summon or set a monster during the same turn. So what Grinder Golem does is you special summon it to your opponent's side of the field and you get 2 tokens. You use those 2 tokens to get, it's the something magician card. You make sure you put your Grinder Golem above one of the extra monster zones so that when you summon this monster, it bounces the monster back to your hand from your opponent's side of the field, so that comes straight back to your hand, and then you can just special summon it again. And I think there's a play as well with Firewall Dragon where you can bounce it back to your hand as well, so you can keep using this guy's ability, keep spamming it and get all your link monsters out. So I find Grinder Golem really annoying because it can fit in with almost any deck again, due to its link splash ability, and it was something that I kind of wouldn't mind being banned. Now, don't quote me on this one, but I think Grinder Golem might have received an errata, so its effect might be a little different now. So, if anybody knows about that, if it's had an errata, that's worth mentioning in the comment section below. Let me know. But Grinder Golem at 1 is fine, and its errata, if it is a thing, is good. The next thing to be limited is Performage Damage Juggler, which I'm not too savvy about again, but it's a level 4 1500 attack point monster with the effect during either player's turn when a card or effect is activated that would inflict battle damage to you. You can discard this card, negate the activation. If you do, destroy that card. During either player's battle phase, you can discard this card, reduce the next battle damage you would take to 0. You can banish this card from your graveyard, add 1 Performage monster from your deck to your hand, except Performage Damage Juggler. You can use the effect of Performage Damage Juggler once per turn. This is complete speculation, but I imagine that this card was forbidden and now it's limited to 1. I'm guessing it's not as powerful as it used to be. I think due to the removal of the other Performage monster. But I can see why it may have been banned. Just the ability to search when it's in the graveyard, the ability to reduce an attack damage down to 0 and things like that. Quite usable, but this one I'm not too sure about. But yeah, it's at 1. The next card to be limited to 1 is Firewall Dragon, and this one's really interesting to talk about because Firewall Dragon is the first main character ace monster to ever be affected by the ban list. If you think about it, every other main character's one never been affected by the ban list until Firewall Dragon. For those that don't know, Firewall Dragon requires 2+ monsters to be summoned. It's a link monster. Once while face up on the field, quick effect, you can target monsters on the field and or in the graveyard up to the number of monsters co-linked to this card, return them to the hand. If a monster this card points to is destroyed by battle or sent to the graveyard, it can special summon 1 monster from your hand. Again, I'm guessing a little bit on this one, but the reason that Firewall Dragon is going down to 1 is due to the fact that it can bounce certain cards back to your hand to keep replaying plays over again. So for example, with Grinder Golem, you special summon Grinder Golem, then you bounce it back to your hand, and you can just keep going over and over and over. And I also imagine it's the same thing for monsters in the graveyard. You've used all the abilities with it, then you add it back to your hand, you can reuse something from the graveyard. So Firewall Dragon going down to 1. I have played against people where they get that sort of Firewall Dragon lock onto you, and they just get rid of everything on the field. Something I'm probably quite happy about. I wouldn't want to see Firewall Dragon get banned, obviously. It's not that strong. But seeing it go down to 1, yeah, I think I agree with that one. Now, the next card to be newly limited is Monster Reborn. Monster Reborn's off the ban list! Oh my god! Holy crap, Monster Reborn. Never thought I'd see the day where Monster Reborn will be taken off the ban list. That's insane. Monster Reborn is honestly one of the oldest cards that have ever been around on Yu-Gi-Oh! Its effect is very simply target 1 monster in either player's graveyard, special summon it. Having this card back in the meta now is going to be in every single deck. Your opponent summons a huge monster, their best monster. You manage to destroy it with something. Your turn comes, you Monster Reborn, you bring your opponent's monster back. That's insane. Another thing you can do, your opponent summons a link monster. They use that link monster and they summon an even bigger link monster, for example. Now, you can use Monster Reborn, bring back their link monster, and you can benefit on their link points. Because if it's a link 3, for example, you already have a link 3 monster you can use to go into one of your bigger links, or just use its link markers to special summon more monsters in. So, Monster Reborn is going to have, in my opinion, a heavy impact on the game. I think for the good reasons. Like, I think it'll be interesting. It's something very cool. But yeah, I'm curious to see. I'd love it if it was called Resurrection of the Dead. And this explains why they've made a reprint of Monster Reborn with the Japanese artwork. It's all coming together now. Makes sense. So yeah, this is actually the main reason why I wanted to do this video, just to say that Monster Reborn is back off the ban list. That's insane. Let me know what you guys think of this one in the comment section below. Good, bad, let me know. Next to be limited down to 1 is Spiral Resort. Spiral Resort is a field spell. Your opponent cannot target other Spiral monster cards you control with this card's effect. Once per turn, you can add 1 Spiral monster from your deck to your hand. Once per turn during either the end phase, shuffle 1 monster from your graveyard into the deck or destroy this card. So with this card, I haven't actually played Spirals too much. I had a little go of them with my 25 decks series. It is a very important card in the Spiral deck, being limited now to 1. Some of you Spiral players will let me have to know the impact this has on the deck, because don't go and watch my 25 deck series when I was playing this, because I was playing the deck absolutely awful. But this card lets you add pretty much anyone you want to, so I can see why it's very strong and probably needs to be reduced down to 1. With the fact that we have terraforming as well, you can play 3 terraformings and then you have the 1 field spell. Not the massive hindrance, but losing this card, like getting it destroyed, could be a little bit of a problem. But guys, let me know about this one. Finally, the last card to be made limited, coming back off the ban list, is Solemn Judgment. Haha, that's awesome. So Solemn Judgment, for those that don't know, is a counter trap card which has the ability that when a monster would be summoned or a spell or trap card is activated, pay half your life points, negate the summon or activation, and if you do, destroy that card. This card was typically in every single deck. When I was playing competitive Yu-Gi-Oh, it was always 2 Solemn Warnings and 1 Solemn Judgment was the way to play. But then they got rid of Solemn Judgment because it was stopping too many of the big monsters and the big plays and things like that. But seeing this card come back, I think is really awesome. It's a big risk-reward kind of thing, where if you play this at the start of the duel, you can pay 4,000 life points to stop something big. Will that come back to bite you in the ass later? Maybe you should have saved the Solemn Judgment for late game, where you're only paying like 200 life points or something like that. But no, seeing Solemn Judgment come off the ban list, I think is good, and I can see this as a counter to Monster Reborn. So you put the Solemn Judgment face down in anticipation of your opponent's Monster Reborn, then you activate Solemn Judgment in response to stop them from taking advantage of your graveyard. So yeah, I think having these 2 cards back, these old school cards, is good and really cool. Now guys, I won't spend as much time on the newly unlimited cards unless I think they're important, but let's quickly tear through them. First of all, we have Artifact Moral Attack, which I have no idea what that is. Let me just have a quick look. Artifact Morale Attack. Okay, I think I've seen this card before, but this has now been made unlimited. I'm not going to go too much into its effect and stuff. Its effect is there if you want to read it anyway. The next one I do want to talk about is Blackluster Soldier, Envoy of the Beginning, which I have in gold rare. Now, I actually played this card when I was playing competitively, and this was worth about £25. And then back then you can only play 1 of it, and then it sort of got changed that you can play 2 of it, and now it's been changed that you can play 3 of it. So I can understand now why it's not as powerful as it used to be, because it used to be so easy to summon with its ability to keep attacking over monsters and its ability to banish cards. It is a powerful card. However, it has no protection, and protection is very critical in today's game. So I think without that, this card isn't as strong as it used to be, and having it at 3, absolutely fine with it. Card Trooper is now at 3 as well. I'm not that fussed about it. I never thought it was that powerful of a card. I'm sure there's some combo that it can be used with that is powerful, but yeah, Card Trooper at 1, I'm okay with. Next to be unlimited is Thunder King Ryo, which I'm quite happy about. A 1900 beta that has the ability to stop your opponent from searching cards. It stops you from searching cards as well, which is a little bit problematic, but it has the awesome bonus effect of being able to negate an opponent's special summon. Now, it's a little bit funny on the wording with this, so it has to be an inherent summon. So I don't think you can stop Monster Reborn special summoning a monster from the grave. However, if you have a monster that, say, Cyber Dragon tries to special summon itself from the hand, I think Thunder King Ryo can stop that, but you'll just need to learn a little bit more about it. That I'm actually fine with. Yeah, go for free. Brionac, Dragon of the Ice Barrier, is now at 3. You guys will have to let me know about this one, because Brionac is very strong. The ability to bounce so much stuff back to the hand for as many times as you want to as well. I don't know how I feel about that one going to 3, but I'm guessing it doesn't see as much play. It has no protection. Maybe it's okay. You guys will have to let me know. Brain Control is going to 3, so okay. El Shaddai Fusion going to 3, pretty cool. Future Fusion going to 3. If this was the old Future Fusion, then that would have been awesome. However, this is the new Future Fusion that's had an errata. Not as powerful as it used to be, but still pretty cool going back to 3. Nice. Mind Control going to 3. Basically, you can use Mind Controls much more to take your opponent's monsters and then sort of use them for the link summons. Yeah, that's kind of all you can really use it for. The fact that you can't declare an attack on the turn it uses it, I don't think it's that broken anyway, so I'm fine with that going to 3. Preparation of Rites going to 3. Not that savvy with that card, so I'm not too sure if that's too bad. Sacrifice, same thing again. I'm not too savvy with that one as well, so that going to 3. You guys will have to let me know. Bottomless Trap Hole going to 3. That seems fine to me. Bottomless Trap Hole was never that powerful. The ability to banish monsters now isn't too harmful because a lot of cards affect the banished zone, so yeah, it can be used. Bottomless Trap Hole. It'd be a good counter for link monsters as well. Bottomless Trap Hole, I believe. Ceasefire has gone to 3. That is something that may have had an error tat. I'm not too sure about that, but that one's gone to 3. Ojama Trio going to 3. We'll quickly talk about that for a sec. So Ojama Trio, when you activate it, it's a trap card. It special summons 3 tokens to your opponent's side of the field. The idea of them is it fills your opponent's zones up so that they have less space to make their plays. However, nowadays, Ojama Trio can be used as tributes for the summoning of a link monster. If you check the official rulings, it's absolutely okay. You can use Ojama Trio tokens for Synchro, Xyz, I think, and link summoning. You'll have to check the wiki here at the moment. But yeah, Ojama Trio seems like something that can benefit your opponent, so they can use it for, I don't know, like a Mrs. Radiant or something. I forget what you can go into with Ojama Trio, but that is something that is available to you, so that makes sense. And lastly, Torrential Tribute at 3. Fair enough. I mean, it destroys all monsters on the field. So, yeah, it seems fine. But guys, that is the new ban list for 2018 coming out tomorrow. However, you might be watching this on the day, so it could be out today. Surprise, surprise. But yes, I'd love to know what you guys thought. What do you think are the most controversial changes on this list? What do you love? What do you hate? Let me know in the comment section below. But other than that, guys, don't forget to check out my new t-shirt in the comment section below, as well as in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching, and see you later.